give the male control over something to keep him in line.
which is women. If you haven't watched that video that I'm stitching, go back and take a look at it. In this video, he's discussing how men will not get up and rally with the rest of humanity against these terrible systems because of the power structure that was set up for them to feel like that they were in control of something. So they gave men wives that they can control and they can manage the resources and use them for themselves because they realized that if they gave men control over something, that they would be more unlikely to stage a coup or to go after the power of the elite. I've did a video also on this, which was my theory on why we are still keeping this whole system alive. And I'll add that to the comments as well. But in it, I specifically talked about the way the church has created this hierarchy of being God, man, woman, and then children, and how a lot of times, even though people do not go to church or men do not, practice the Christianity belief, that they'll still have this Christian hierarchy because it's something that serves them, which I also believe is why you don't see a whole lot of single men in church. You really only see a lot of men in church when they are attached. They have wives because they know that they can establish this hierarchy in our house, thereby giving them pretty much total control in this earthly realm because the only thing that's above them is God himself. One of the reasons why we have, modern day marriage like it is because back in the day, back in the olden times, a man could have as many wives as he could afford to take care of, i.e. Solomon of the Bible. And what they found is that the men who could not afford to have one woman, let alone multiple women, they were becoming restless, they were dangerous, they were becoming violent, and they were threatening the power above them because they didn't have anything to rule over or any type of comfort that a woman would provide. So they outlawed polygamy and they made it common that marriage was between one woman and one man so that every man had a chance to have control over something. This prevented the lower populations or lower classes from staging coups against the power above them and for overthrowing governments and kingdoms. It causes the man to focus on being in control, being in power in his own household, instead of going out and looking towards the real issues, which are the people who are in power, the mayors, the police officers, the government, the king, the queen, the presidents. It leaves the elite with an unchecked power concentration, thereby creating a barrier between the lower classes and the high class elite. Follow me for more of my thoughts on this.